Okay, boomers, what's up?
What's up, boomers?
It's your boy, Jeremy, and
Your boy, Ronin.
hey, and today we're here to show you how to install an operating system.
Yeah. So today, we'll be specifically installing the Linux operating system along with the specifications needed for the software. Along with my classmate, Reggie, we will give you a step-by-step guide on how to install it.
What are we waiting for? Let's get right into the news.
Alright, so let's start first with the hardware that you'll be needing. A laptop or a desktop computer, a keyboard, a mouse, and your wits, because God knows you'll need them. The software part of this process is the important part. On your screen now will be the specs of the desktop and laptop that we are using. Today, we'll be installing the Linux OS Ubuntu using VirtualBox, a virtualization program that allows the user to install an operating system as a guest to their host operating system. It's kinda like if your computer had a child and it lives inside it. Cool. Now, let's start the installation process. First, go to virtualbox.org and download VirtualBox. Download the appropriate host for your system. Since we're using a Windows desktop as an example, we'll be installing VirtualBox for Windows. While you're here, you might as well download the Ubuntu OS. Just go to ubuntu.com. Done. You'll see on the tab below, the uppermost tab is an array of options. We're going to click desktop and it'll take us to the download screen. We're going to download the latest Ubuntu ISO, so click download on the very first choice here. Once your downloads are done, you're ready to install the Ubuntu software to VirtualBox. I'll pass the mic along to my friend Reggie so he can walk you through the process of installation.
Hey there! Let's walk you through the process, shall we? Once you have both the VirtualBox and the Ubuntu ISO installed on your computer, it's time to interact with them. First, open your VirtualBox program. Within the interface, select the New option at the top left corner of the program. A prompt will then show you where you can give your operating system a name, as well as change the type and version of your operating system. Since we're using Ubuntu, set the type to Linux and use a version compatible with your computer. The next prompt will ask you for the amount of memory you want to allocate from your host operating system to the guest operating system. For this specific operating system, we'll be setting our memory to 2048 megabytes. Do remember that you should not allocate more than half of your memory to the guest system. It prevents the risk of crashing down the line. Next, a prompt asking for the hard disk you want to use will show. Select Create a Virtual Hard Disk now. This way, whatever file you save and create on your guest system will be saved on a separate hard disk. You'll now be asked to choose the type of file for your hard disk. We recommend the VDI, VirtualBox disk image option, as it provides better performance. For the next prompt, for the storage on your host hard disk, leave the option to dynamically allocate it so that the guest system won't use space from the host system hard disk until it needs it. Next, you can change the file location and the size of your virtual hard disk. We recommend setting the size to 15 gigabytes if you plan Ubuntu for the majority of your work. Finally, click the Create button to finish. So, your guest operating system is now there, but it's not quite done yet. Let's switch back over to Ronin to give you guys more insight on your settings.
Okay, boomers, looks like you have already installed a new system. Let's tweak a few things. Next to the New button on the top left corner of the program is the Settings button. You might want to click on that. The Settings window will then show. First, click on the System tab. Then, within that option, click on the Processor tab. This will determine how much of the processor of your system will be used for the guest system. For Ubuntu, around 2 CPU is fine. Like before, never allocate more than half to avoid crashes down the line. Next, click on Storage. This is where we will put our Ubuntu ISO file. Below the controller IDE option is an empty space. Click on it to highlight it. To the right is the optical drive. Click the disk icon on the very right of the drop-down box. Then click Choose Virtual Optical Disk File. Here, you need to find your ISO file and select it. You now have the Ubuntu ISO on your VirtualBox program. That's pretty much all you need for optimization. So we can exit the settings window now. This is where the fun begins. We can finally run our Ubuntu system. I'll switch it over to Reggie once again to guide you guys through the installation process for Ubuntu.
Sweet! Just a few more steps from here on out. On your screens are an option to choose your language and 2 options if you want to try or install Ubuntu. We'll be installing, so select the Install Ubuntu option. Next, check the 2 boxes shown, which lets you download updates and install third-party software. And then, click Continue. The next screen will then warn you that you have no operating systems installed. It'll then give you a bunch of options here. Make sure that the first option, Erase Disk and Install Ubuntu, is selected. Click Install Now. Next, you'll be selecting your time zone. Since we're in the Philippines, our time zone is the same as Taiwan or Hong Kong. So change the country in the text box below the appropriate country. Then continue. And then, you'll select your keyboard layout. You can test if your keyboard works by typing on the text box below, then continue. On the next screen will be your user info, such as your full name, username, and password. The computer will be auto-filled, so we can skip that part. You can choose to log in automatically or have a password when you log in. It's all up to you. FEU. Finally, you'll be greeted a welcome screen and where Ubuntu will begin installation. This will take a few minutes, so sit back and relax. When done, we'll ask you to restart your computer. Click restart now. You'll boot up the system again. Once you're done, you'll have your operating system up and running. That is all.
Awesome! Now that we have our operating system, you're free to do anything you want with it. I hope you all enjoyed watching this tutorial. Be sure to tune in for more tutorials like this and many more. Peace out, gamers!
So today, along with my classmate Reggie, we will give you a step-by-step guide. I messed up step. Along with my classmate Reggie, we will